Olivier. I want to welcome you back to F.A.C.E. Thank you for taking time out of your day to be with us again. How are you?
Hi, Dale. Is everything working?
Sure. How about you? I mean, everything works on me. I was, got out of bed, able to walk around. Get to my, I have a birthday tomorrow. You get to my stage in life.
I heard that. I heard that.
Yeah,
I was listening to the.
All right. So you remember how to share your screen in here, Olivier? The green button. And I'm thinking that you're just having a great time being long different equities during this melt up that we've had since you and I last talked.
Can you see
Here
my
we
screen?
go. Oh, there's a gap. There's gaps everywhere.
I just pulled up the Fastly chart because that was the last the one we talked a lot about during our last interview. I think we talked somewhere in February, somewhere here.
Yeah.
And I remember saying it was game over because you were asking me, what do you think about Fastly now? And I was talking or going through my trade here, and I basically said it was game over. And I said it doesn't mean it goes to zero, but I was not expecting good things. And lo and behold, you see the gap. I mean, this is. You would be.
Is it going to take a long time to repair the technical damage of this chart? I mean, sometimes look how many gaps you have. It's a study in gaps, and they're not all earnings related. They don't release earnings that frequently, do they? Some of these gap lowered.
I think that was earnings related again, and probably that one here as well. I don't remember exactly because I stopped following the stock.
Okay.
I mean, it's still part of my watch list. I have a watch list that contain roughly 600 stocks. I know it's a bit too much, but I go through them, I would say at least 3 to 4 times a week, and it's still part of that watch list. But to answer your question, with this gap down here, I mean, it could be an exhaustion gap. I doubt it. You could say, breakaway gap, continuation gap, but it doesn't really fit here, in my opinion. So I would consider this to be some kind of breakaway gap, and that to be a continuation gap, which means that I would still expect an exhaustion gap to the downside. I could be wrong, but this is trading in the middle of nowhere. It's even worse than when we last spoke. I wouldn't touch the stock. Neither.
Okay, good call on avoid it. The only thing that could have been better was being short, right?
Well I mean, this is
I mean, look, you do one good thing and you avoid losses, but then your public will say, well, if you thought it was a broken stock, why didn't you short it, Olivier?
Yeah, you should always do even better. Yeah. Personally, I think, think about maybe the one person on earth who listened to our interview or who listened to what I had to say about this stock and then decided to sell or put in a stop loss. I mean, this is a fantastic trade to avoid a catastrophic loss. Right. And, I would be perfectly happy if, as a trader, if I'm able to avoid catastrophic losses, the wins or the gains are going to come no matter what. But you don't have to. How shall I put it? I'm not a big fan of. You just a few minutes ago you were talking about in the previous interview that some guy talked about a trader putting on a trade. And if it didn't work in the next 1 to 3 days, he was willing to take off the trade just because his analysis was not perfect or the timing was not perfect. And this is what it is all about, in my opinion.
Okay, all right. What else do you have to show us today?
Well, you want me to just talk about the things I see? I mean,
that's why you're here.
First of all, I mean, let's look at Tesla.
Okay.
Tesla, the one thing, two things I want to say here. First of all, it's the, risk on go to super tech, whatever stock. I see problems in terms of both the valuation, but that's, I could be totally wrong about that. And the thing that you can analyze objectively is overhead resistance. So we had a top around, it's around 900 here. And so it's, basically, 30% down from the top, which means I would consider it considerable overhead resistance. So, the whole point is, are we going to get a melt-up phase in the markets? I do believe we are going to see at least let's call it a significant leg higher, maybe not a melt-up, but I see the markets going higher over time. And the fact
4,400 S&Ps? Couple hundred, another 5%. Oh, you don't have S&Ps there.
I have, but I typed in the wrong.
Okay, yeah, and getting back to Tesla after this, to me it looks like it's forming a descending triangle, which is a reversal formation, and it could still rally from here and develop. You just put a flat line at the two lows there, and maybe a downtrend line off the two swing highs. And to me, it looks like you have the potential of a descending triangle. And if 900 was the high and recent lows are about, what's that, about 6, Olivier?
600, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you're talking 300 Tesla on a breakdown.
Yeah.
That would be the measured move.
This is something where and that's what I'm going to talk about here. If you expect a melt up, if you expect a lag higher, and then you have a stock like Tesla that has overhead resistance and that was the leader, you have to think, is it still going to be the leader? I think there's going to be a change, and that does not mean I would want to short Tesla, because it could move higher, but it could have lackluster performance, or other stocks might outperform, which brings us to Nvidia, which, if you compare the two charts, you can see the difference. This one has no overhead resistance. We have a situation where Tesla, apparently has a market cap of, let's say, 600 billion or something like that. But in reality, the market cap is much closer to 1 trillion because of all the options and the shares Elon Musk is gonna get. So
and crypto. Elon's a crypto trader now. Plus, he's who knows how much they paid him to go on Saturday Night Live.
Yeah,
well, what an actor!
I didn't see that, because
he's going to start a television station on Mars.
I thought he was a pot smoker. Just kidding.
Oh well, I hope so. Then I have more respect for him. All right. Anyway, okay. So Nvidia looks like new highs look like a layup here.
Yeah, they have earnings after tonight.
Okay. What do you do? Say, for example, like right now, are you positioned in Nvidia in front of earnings, or do you avoid?
I tend to avoid these things. My rule is, if I have let's say 5% profit cushion, so if I'm in the green, if I'm up 5%, I tend to want to hold through earnings. And the less of a profit cushion I have, the more I tend to reduce going into earnings. in this case, I see I'm not going to annotate the chart here because you can see it. Obviously, this is a W bottom, in my opinion. You could also call this a lower high formation. This is still here a higher high compared to this one. So by definition, we're in an uptrend. And again, I'm thinking, what if the markets go higher? Which stock? I mean, and I'm not talking about a 10 billion market cap stock nobody cares about, but I'm talking about really big cap, even mega cap stocks. Although I think this reminds me of Qualcomm. Qualcomm was, I don't know, I don't remember exactly, but maybe 1/10, 1/5 of the Microsoft market cap at the time. I'm talking 99, the dot-com bubble. And I don't see Tesla increasing tenfold in a short period of time. I don't see Nvidia increasing tenfold in a short period of time either. But I can see, if we go back a bit, thrusting move, uptrend. This is a nice consolidation pattern. There's multiple shakeouts, but overall it's a bullish formation here with a W bottom. I think this could be some kind of momentum gap where price or traders are pushing the stock higher. They announced a split that will I think June 3rd or whatever it is. Not really important, but this is in my opinion. I mean, if you're the CEO of Nvidia, I mean, I assume that these guys know if the numbers are going to be good or bad. I mean, would you announce a split and then announce bad numbers? I don't. I mean, there's still this thing that even if they announce good numbers, the reaction to earnings is what counts.
There's been plenty of that. Great news and gains in the aftermarket haven't stuck.
Yeah, but gun to head, I think this stock goes higher, and my whole theory here is that I think this stock has the potential to develop into a market darling, into the leader. It has a market cap of, I think, 350 billion. Sorry, so this is 500 billion, so almost a double. And maybe if the stock moves up 10%, then it's going to be like 670-ish, and then it's going to be like round number 1,000. I think this is the setup here with this stock, and that makes me very bullish. I mean, if the stock reacts badly to earnings, I'm out, or I'm going to reconsider.
Yeah. I mean, really amazing run since the COVID crash, up 400%. Let me ask you, Olivier, when it peaked, it looks like September-ish, and then started moving sideways into what you called, correctly so far, consolidation. But how do you know the difference between, after a big run like this, whether it's consolidation or distribution?
Well, it's going to be a long answer.
Okay.
First of all, you don't know, but you have hints, and it's like if the indices are looking great. If you look at the S&P 500, it sure looks like it wants to go higher and print new all-time highs. Maybe it's going to explode higher. Maybe it's going to print a new all-time high and then reverse. Who knows? And then the next step is, what does the market look like if you look under the hood? That is, are there lots of stocks setting up, or are there lots of stocks being distributed, showing reversal patterns, rounding tops, things like that? What I also, and I'm starting to see constructive action with lots of stocks. Semiconductors come to mind.
Last Wednesday, nice reversals. Didn't they start off 2% lower and turned last week? SMH and S.A.C.E.
Semiconductors, yeah.
And
Yeah, I
there's
mean,
that day.
I mean, this could be a top, but this could be the same as we saw with NVIDIA. This is a huge run up, and this is so far. As I like to say, you have to give it the benefit of the doubt. You know, if there's no breakdown, and I like this small gap. You can see that here. This is a sign of, let's say, renewed momentum. You know, it's something that is
they could squeeze the shorts over those highs.
Exactly. There's no overhead resistance. And if you're betting on, you know, or if you want, let's say, super performance, you want to focus on stuff that has no overhead resistance because, you know, first of all, it's the best traders go for stocks that have no overhead resistance. If this thing goes higher, prints a new all-time high, everybody's in the green, so there's no reason for selling. So there's not a new all-time high does not create selling pressure. The opposite, you know, it creates buying pressure because all those who are short have to ask themselves where is it going to stop if we print a new all-time high? It can run up, you know, another, I don't know, maybe even 50, 100%, who knows? And yeah, your original question was how do you see if something is you know, a continuation pattern or distribution? Again, compare Tesla to NVIDIA. Tesla to me looks like potential distribution. This one actually looks like accumulation. And the last piece of information I like to concentrate on or upon is if we see shakeouts. So this to me is a shakeout, an undercut of this level here, maybe this one, maybe this one. Right. I'm not sure if this is actually an undercut, but probably.
Yeah, it is. Then,
you know, retest of the original support level here at this point. And then, you know, this is like, get me in at any price, you know, and then, you know, the whole move to the downside here was on, relatively speaking, low volume. Now we have an increase in volume again when the stock moves higher. This looks like accumulation.
It's classic. Yeah, nice. I mean, got a good point about the volume. So it corrects on lower volume and then turns on stronger volume.
Exactly. The only thing you have here is this, let's call it some kind of, I mean, it's not a climax top, but it's a you know, the stock has run its course here at this point of time. And then you get big volume, obviously. But then afterwards, it's like almost all of the accumulation happens on bigger volume than the selling or the sideways move here. Look at the whole sideways move here, basically stock going nowhere. And it's just like rather low volume. And now we have the stock picking up or moving up in price, and the volume is roughly, you know, twice as high. You know, I'm slightly exaggerating, but it's significantly higher. And you have to be constructive on this one. You have to wait for earnings. And if you're again to your with regards to your prior question, if you know, it's this.
Maybe the answer is you only know in the rearview mirror whether something, you know,
yes, but breaks up. That's not actionable advice. You know, actionable advice would be, you know, sell down to your sleeping point. If you're nervous, sell half your position, you know, and then hold through earnings. And then
what do you do, Olivier, if you still have a hard time sleeping and you're flat the market? Anyway, you know, you say sell down to your sleep level. It was a joke, I guess, you know, kind of a bad one. So I'm flat and I still can't sleep. So, okay.
Which goes to show that we're probably not at the final top, because the way you describe it, and we're talking about stocks. I'm a stock trader.
Yes.
I think many people are in a similar situation right now. Everybody, well, let me put it that way. what's the easy thing to do? The easy thing to do is, oh, we've run up so much,
Just take
so high.
profits.
Everything is too expensive. I'm going to stay in cash. But what if the markets still go higher? I'm not saying, bet the farm, go in like crazy. I'm talking about people who know what they're doing. And if the markets go higher and you have professional traders that are on the sidelines, they will have to make a decision, and if you have sleepless nights now, and then the market goes higher, you will get drawn back into the market.
Okay.
That's and this is the scenario I think will unfold. Will it unfold starting today? I'm not sure. This could, this is constructive price behavior. We could easily see the stock move sideways for another 4 weeks and then start a run or break down or whatever. I'll pull up another chart which I'm bullish on. You were talking about silver. This is a silver miner, obviously Pan American Silver, one of the, I would say, the largest ones. They have some gold mines as well, but it's mostly a silver miner. Again, the same question you asked, is this a continuation pattern or is this accumulation? This was an earnings announcement, initial bad reaction, and now the stock has recovered that one. This is
yeah, that's a pretty long consolidation.
Can you you can't see? I need to share another.
No, I see the Pan American Silver.
Yeah, no, I was opening up something else. Anyway, let's leave out the annotation. It's this, you have the huge sideways move, and everybody's like expecting, here it's going to break out to the upside, and then it does the exact opposite, breaks down, but then recovers. Often, this is something you see at the beginning of a new strong trend, the last shakeout, trying to get rid of everybody. Let's call them weak hands, or, it doesn't matter what you want to call it, but I like to call it the last shakeout before the true run or the true move starts. And this has the potential to be such a setup where the stock then starts to move higher. If you look at the monthly chart, you can see that this has no overhead, not no overhead resistance, but almost no overhead resistance. And this is the difference between trading, let's say, silver itself, the commodity, the underlying. Are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Something popped up here. I don't know. And trading a silver miner. So even if silver goes down, this is something that looks better than the silver price itself. And with mining stocks, you always have the possibility for drill results to come out, and then the stock to I don't know, move up 10%, regardless of what the price of silver is doing. So if you have a good-looking silver miner, I'm from a technical perspective, I'm willing to not focus too much on the price of silver. And we
have a very educated audience here, Olivier. Hannah says that this reminds her of Wyckoff analysis. Do you use that?
Wyckoff?
Wyckoff.
Oh, Wyckoff. I'm familiar with a few of his, the basing pattern, rules, retest, SOS, etc. I'm not. Yeah, I mean, most of the stuff he does, or I have come across, is sensible. I would say it makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're approaching the.
This could be some Wyckoff type of thing, basing pattern, breakout, retest, in this case, deep undercut, because of the COVID thing, and then
boom.
Yeah, and then this could be, you know, a thrusting move. I'm a huge fan of ABC patterns, simple stuff, you know,
Yeah.
A, B, C, and this, the C leg, the start of the C leg would coincide with a break to new all-time highs, and then it could be really explosive. You know, I'm not
Yeah.
saying this is a 10 bagger, but this could easily go to 50 or 60, you know. So
Yeah. Okay, well, some real nice charts and looks and explanations from you again, my trading warrior brother. If people need more, want more of Olivier Tischendorf, why don't you show people how they can do that? I've been to your website. They could follow you on Twitter. You have a clean, nice website. I went to it again this morning, and there you go. So
really simple, and from there you can access my Twitter. You can read about you know, interviews of mine, the books I own, some quotes, everything. It's pretty, and you can access my premium website. Yeah.
okay. All right. Well, Olivier, I want to thank you. Some very good looks. You know, I hope you have wrap up this spring trading season with windfalls, and have a great summer coming up. A great summer of trading, and it's. I appreciate your giving spirit to come here and share your hard work with us.
You're most welcome.
Okay, so you know.
I thank you for the interview. It's always nice talking with you.
Okay, well then we'll do it again.
Sure.
How's that? All right.
That's a good
Okay.
idea.
I'd like to keep you in the rotation.
Yeah.
And you have people thanking you, Olivier, Monica, and Dolce, and Ingmar, Hannah. So people enjoyed you and appreciate, you know, you being willing to edify our community with what, you know, was hard work for you to get from point A to point B to see these things. So appreciate it.
That's true. That's basically, I mean, it took me, well, I've been trading
I'm,
for 23 years now. It
yeah,
didn't take me 23 years, but it takes a long time. You know, it's
it
trading is
does.
not, it's not easy.
Yeah, I'm still learning.
But
I've been doing it 40.
As we learned recently, you just turned 39, so you still have a
Yeah,
lot of time.
yeah, yeah. So you know, I'll get the hang of it one of these days, right? All right, Olivier. Well,
Excellent.
thank you so much, buddy.
You're most welcome.
All right, everyone. That's going to be a wrap, and we'll see everyone tomorrow. Enjoy the total lunar eclipse, and let's see if we get any kind of reaction when people get emotional over the next 24 hours. So thank you again, Olivier. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. See you tomorrow. Adios.